So maybe you find yourself trying to recover from a narcissistic relationship and decide, yeah, I can't do this alone. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're not alone, and that there are lots of people just like you on the recovery path from narcissism who ask for support. And I'm going to introduce you to one of them. Her name is Rietta, and just like thousands of others, she reached out to Narcovery for support and came out the other side of recovery. Without further ado, it's an honor and a privilege to introduce you to Rietta, and hear in her own words as she talks about her Narcovery experience.
Hi, I'm Rietta, and I'm from New Zealand, so I'm a Kiwi, but I live in London. I reached out to Miles and Narcovery because I had gone through a relationship that made no sense to me at all, and it left me feeling really low, really confused, really down, depressed. Oh, so depressed. When I was at my worst, I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I would just cry and sob all the time. And I felt like I needed a lifeline, and I felt like I had somebody watching my back and making sure that I was okay. And also your sense of humour helped me because I've got a dreadfully funny sense of humour. I'm a typical Kiwi, being told you're okay, all the things and the stupid feelings and the stupid behaviour is all normal and part of recovery, because you realise as you're struggling and going through all the emotions, and at my worst I couldn't get out of bed. I just sob and try and find a way to get up. And there was a reason behind his behaviour and his words and his game playing and all the things that I didn't know about love bombing and calm and incidents. All those things I could then see a pattern forming, rather than, hey, he's just abusing you for no reason at all and trying to make sense out of it. The first time I spoke to you, Miles, I was impressed with your humour, because I swore and I thought, oh no, am I allowed to swear? And you didn't flinch and swore back, which was nice for me, not at me, but with me, like agreeing he was or the behaviour was it made me feel not judged, and I could be myself, which I've tried some therapists before and didn't really feel comfortable being myself, and accidentally letting a couple of interesting choice words out. The first time I spoke to you, I felt there was help, and you gave me instant tools to be able to deal with my emotions, because I felt like my emotions were really out of control. And you gave me useful tools immediately from the very first time I spoke to you, in order to get through those times where I think when you're struggling and you're in almost a panic attack, you need something, you need some sort of help. And the first session with you gave me the instant help that I needed. And also to feel like I wasn't going insane, that the experiences I was having was normal for a narcissist and his victim. I didn't realise really what a narcissist was until I spoke to you, and then it was a bit of a shock. But all of a sudden it made everything fall into place, because I didn't realise at the time what a covert narcissist was either, but also the strange patterns of behaviour that I thought, well, that's odd. I never really saw what damage it had been doing to me, which made me stop in my tracks. But the realisation made so many things a lot clearer, and immediate relief was the first improvement I got. Like, just knowing I wasn't the only person out there that was flawed by this strange behaviour. So the first improvement was feeling like I had someone to talk to that could explain to me what was going on, that I wasn't going crazy, that the logical parts of the situation, the patterns that narcissists have, like the love bombing and the incident and the calm, and piecing it all into where I had been with my life and what I was experiencing. It was such a relief to know that it wasn't me, that I hadn't done anything wrong, that this is an illness and it's not mine. And you made me feel quite sane in a world that was completely insane, and that I will be eternally grateful for. Wow, through the recovery process, I learned so many things about myself. I learned that unless you've gone through it, you have no idea what it's about. people don't understand your healing afterwards and the craziness you go through whilst you're healing, you know, the impossible things you end up doing. And I thought I was just mental, but talking to you made me feel like I wasn't mental, that everything was okay, but this is a normal reaction from, I hate using the word victim, but you're a victim of a narcissist. And I learned that all the crazy feelings and the things I was doing in order to try and heal was just a normal reaction. And I learned that I could get through it because you kept telling me to tell myself, Rietta is going to be okay. And I must have said that 4 million times. And I learned that I was going to be okay. And the more I said it, I would. And I chipped away at the little parts of me that were struggling beyond out of control and forgiving myself through them. I think that's the biggest thing, was that I learned that I wasn't crazy. And you were right there. You were right there, and I knew I could talk to you, and I was okay after that. I really didn't know if I was going to be, but I did it again. You were there, and I felt okay. You still have to do the work. You still have to go through it all, but knowing the tools to use and the different techniques you've taught me has helped, knowing that I can get through this. I will get through this. It's going to take some time, but you are there. I have a lifeline. When I first started this, I was actually really nervous about calling you because I've never actually done anything like this online, anything. I'm always a person that prefers to speak to people face to face. So that was the first thing. Also, I was really terrified because I've not really been an Insta person, so on Instagram much, and I've read like the whole day reading your page, and I was quite nervous about it, thinking, oh, this is this person on the other end. Is he going to be a weirdo? Is he going to be strange? Is he going to be judgmental? Is he going to be for real? And I thought, well, you know, give us the first one for free to see if you both fit. So I can just say, well, it's not going to work, you know, if he's going to be some strange dude on the other end of the phone. And the great thing about you put me at ease instantly, because you're not someone that judges. You're very easy to talk to. You're a lot of fun. You've got a great sense of humour. I honestly, I cannot recommend you enough to people, because you're very flexible in your attitude. You're non-judgmental. You're really super helpful. You listen really well. You make me laugh, which was a really important thing. I didn't think I could sit there and talk about all this stuff so seriously with someone, because I thought, that would really not help, because I was already going through enough serious thinking. But you've helped me in a way that suited my personality, which I'm grateful for. For anybody that's worried about trying this and trying with you, that you know, they're nervous or worried, because I was that person, I would just say, just feel the fear and do it anyway, because once you have met you once, the fear just goes within 2 seconds. I think everybody that is going through the situation needs help. I don't think you can do this on your own. I know that you can't do it on your own. It's too enormous. You're left scrabbling for crumbs of sanity and self-respect and self-worth and dignity, and all those things are too hard to try and gather on your own. And it's too hard for even your friends to do it too. You know, you need someone that is trained to be able to help you, not pick them up for you, but help you pick them up in a way that you feel like you're putting your loaf of bread or your cake of crumbs back into a whole piece again. And I think that anybody that's on the fence that's worried about doing this should just fall into the good side of the fence and just take the dive, because it's the best thing I ever did. I don't think I would have recovered so quickly, but I don't think I would have gotten to where my brain is now as fast if it hadn't been for you. And it was so quick. Like, after 2 sessions with you, I felt like I was going to get better and I wouldn't be depressed forever, that I was normal, that this was insanity, all the gaslighting and all the emotional abuse I was suffering, that I would get through it all. If I'd sat on the fence for another, I don't know, month, just reading all your page, I wouldn't have gotten through that month as well as I did. And actually for the year that I have now, I mean, I am a totally different person than I was a year ago. All my friends have commented on it. My mum thinks you're a godsend. So everyone has commented and on what have I been doing, because I was so down. And I've told them all about you. So anyone that's scared, just do it. I mean, what have you got to lose? You're really kind. You did the first one for free to see if you fit. So if you don't fit, you can just say, nah, and you're lovely like that, but you fit with everyone. You're a dude. What does it feel like on the other side? Oh, I can breathe again. I'm more me, but I'm a better version of me because of having gone through all this work and surviving the pain. And unless you've been through emotional abuse from a narcissist, you don't know the level of pain and the levels of pain. Like, you know, you get through one pain to find another one underneath from all the things they've done to you and left you. But on the other side of this, damn, you get your self-worth back. You know, if you can survive this, you can survive anything. And nobody has the right to just churn through people, making themselves feel better and destroying people or attempting to destroy people in their wake. No one has that right. And when you get on the other side of figuring that out and figuring out you are the normal one, but nothing that you did or said was wrong, and that you have a kind, caring, loving heart that will continue to be kind, caring, loving, just not stomped on or feeling like you're not worthy. Because it made me feel like I wasn't enough. And then I started talking to you at all. I don't think that anymore, which has been one of the biggest reliefs on this side of recovery, because you don't torment yourself anymore. And I don't know what it is with our human condition, but the torment you put yourself through when the narcissist has already put you through enough torment. So why are you going to torture yourself? So when you go through all this hope stuff and was it me and could I have done anything better? If I'd said this, would it be different now? What if I'd done this instead? Did I say the right thing? Why didn't I say the right thing? Why didn't I say that instead? You go through all that craziness just to realize it's just noise in your brain, because nothing's going to change the situation. And when you work on yourself, you become your own therapist in a way. You become the person that is able to fight off your own demons, and the demons that they inflict on you or that you're left with crumbling mess in the corner that you think you're going to be forever. So I think anybody that's going through this kind of pain and hurt needs help. You can't do it on your own. You need to talk to someone that understands and know that you're not the only person, that this is something real, and thousands of people are living through this. The world looks different once you've been through this. You look back at your life and you look back on the situations that you thought, what? And you go, oh. I think that anybody that has gone through this, that believes the lies of a narcissist, and boy, it's the hope as well, the hope that they'll change. I think the hardest part is not believing the lies, because and fighting for your self-worth. I remember my ex said to me, you know, if you just lost your stomach, you'd be perfect. And I fought back against that one, but I also never felt like I was enough. And the lies that he kept telling me got me to a point where I lost friendships over it, because I turned into a crazy person. I think your self-esteem takes a hit. I think you start hoping. I think some people believe it's me. I don't think I was that person, but I do have friends that are that person. I do have people that have believed you're nothing without me, you're not enough, you're lucky to have me. And I think you need to realize that this is a pattern of behavior and that this is not about you, this is about them. And I think it's scary for people if they're believing those lies to put their head up to try and find out that it's not the truth. But it's also, once you put your little head up and come up for air and find out that it isn't the truth, and everything that they've said to you and all the way they made you feel, and it's not them making you feel that way, you make you feel that way. You're in charge of your own feelings, and you're in charge of getting out of those feelings too. So I think anybody that has believed the lie of a narcissist and that has the hope needs to understand the way they think. And that's the greatest thing, that gift that you gave me, Miles. You gave me the ability to see patterns in narcissistic behavior. You know, I didn't realize that this does run to a pattern, and it so does, and it was such a shock to me. So the lies of, you know, oh, you're lucky to have me, and you'll never find anyone as good as me. Come to therapy, figure out that it is just a lie. Don't let anybody give you the right to dislike yourself. That's not what we're here on earth to do. And who wants to live their life feeling like that? I now look at their new partners with not pity, but just like, oh, well, you'll find out, instead of that, oh, you know, oh my God, why you and not me? And that's a huge thing, because, you know, I went through the whole, oh my God, there's someone else, and how am I going to get through this? But actually, from talking to you, Miles, I have gotten through it. So that's made me think, just look, this is not you. Nobody is going to be the right one. And so you were the right one. He's just stupid enough to be a narcissist and not realize it. Talk about find your self-worth in the strangest ways. So I think if anybody wants to, if wants inspiration, I think you need to be inspired with this thought that you will be okay, that you will get to the hope that you will be okay, and then you will be okay. And it's a process. It takes a minute, but it's worth it. It's worth spending the time, because if you don't, you just go on and on and on, swallowed in your own crap and in your own thoughts of, I'm not good enough. If I'd only done this, if I'd only been that, if I'd looked like this. I think anybody that's concerned about finances, I mean, we're all concerned about finances. You can't live in this world and not be. However, you know, if you're a person that is suffering, the wonderful thing about your sessions is that you get a lot really quickly. So you don't need to do as many as you think. And I've had one person say to me, oh, but if I start with him, then I'm going to end up really loving it, and then I'm going to need it all the time, and then I'm going to have to fork it all out, and I just don't have the money to be doing this all the time. And I found that people that say that means they're resisting trying to heal themselves, that they're putting up blocks. I think if you're going to go through this, you've got to throw everything you can at it. And you could spend the money on getting drunk, or you could spend the money on over shopping, or you'll find that if you are trying to heal, you'll find other ways to spend the money. So you could actually save yourself a lot by focusing on this, investing in your recovery, because once you start to feel better, you start making more money anyway. It's just the way life works. When you feel better about yourself, you put out better intentions to the world and you attract better things. So I think anyone that's worried about that, the wonderful thing about you is that you are really flexible with your times, and so you're understanding, and you just spend the initial money, then find out what it's like, because you'll see the benefit immediately. You're not going to need a year or 2 years of therapy with this. You could, because, you know, we've all got levels of stuff we want to go through. But if you're a person that's going, I need help now, just do it. Put the money in. You'll save yourself so much. And what's your mental health worth? You can't put a price on happiness, and you'll get happier a lot quicker if you put the money into this now. You know, I lost so much weight from trying to be perfect. And then suddenly he'd gone, and I realized, actually, I'm just going to stay this weight now and not overeat and swallow my feelings. And I could have easily done that because I'm definitely an emotional eater. So I think anybody that's had other ways of dealing with emotions, like overeating or over shopping or drinking or whatever it is, whatever's your bag to get through stuff, just know that you can actually get a handle on all those things if you do the work right. But you need someone that's trained to help you, give you a map, to get you through. And it's a surprising thing, because then you actually, other things come around right. I mean, I've always had a weight problem. Now I don't even think about it. It's amazing. And who knew that was a byproduct of doing therapy about narcissists? I don't need to go to Weight Watchers or any of those anymore. all the money you spend on food and like all those diet fads and things, if you just, channel the money into therapy with you save heaps. It's been a thing though. It's like I used to really emotionally eat. Now I don't, because I don't need to, because I understand what's going on. And I think that's been the biggest thing, about understanding the situation and then understanding how I react to things, understanding that's normal, understanding that this is why I felt like that. It's a huge onion layer, you keep peeling off the onions, but as you peel off the layer, you feel like, you puff your chest out and you feel a lot better about yourself. Anyway, so if you are on the fence about Narcovery or talking to Miles, just stop it. Just stop all the blah, 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 blah in your head and, I can't do this, and what if he's like this? And honestly, it's just head shit. And you've got enough of it going on recovering from a narcissist. I mean, there's so much head shit that narcissists leave you with. So this doesn't need to be one of them. Just do it. I mean, you've got nothing to lose. You can try it one time and you'll be absolutely surprised at how well you feel after it in one session. That was my biggest shock. And after the second session, I was like, whoa, I feel remarkably better. This can't be real. This can't be normal. And it was, and it is, because suddenly you get to the crux of the problem, or Miles, you get to the crux of the problem very quickly. And so you're left with tools to be able to sort it out right there. And then you start to instantly feel better. It's worth it. It's just absolutely worth it. You can't put a price on your sanity or your happiness. This doesn't need to be a problem. Don't make it a problem. Just book it. He's worth it. Miles is worth it. Narcovery will get you through. And once you can get your head around you need help, that's when you start feeling better about yourself and stop believing the lies of you're not worth it. Because you are. You are worth it. Yeah, you're worth it. Like she just stepped out of the salon. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Sorry.